Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Steven, and today we're diving into an important topic for all registered nurses out there. The differences between W-2 employment and being paid on a 1099 as a contracted nurse. We'll cover the benefits and the drawbacks of each and help you make an informed decision on what is right for you. Many nurses feel that they have to work in the hospital to be employed as a nurse. This is not the case. There are so many opportunities out there for experienced nurses. Working on a 1099 opens a world of opportunity. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about W-2 employment. As a W-2 employee, you're on the payroll of a healthcare facility or an organization that you work for. You receive a regular paycheck and taxes are automatically deducted from that check. This is working at a typical hospital job or a normal nursing job. Here are some of the key benefits though of having a position like this. First, it's a steady income. You receive a consistent paycheck, which can provide financial stability. You know exactly how much money you can expect each month. You are guaranteed so many hours and can expect consistent paychecks based on the hours worked and the rate of pay per hour. Second, most W-2 jobs offer benefits packages. Many employers offer benefits like health insurance, retirement plans, and paid time off. Third is having taxes withheld from your earnings. Your employer handles tax withholdings, which can simplify your tax filing process at the end of the year. Often, many people can take the standard deduction, single or married, which will be the easiest and largest amount of income that can be deducted. Fourth, and this is a really big one, job security. Often, W-2 positions offer more job security and legal protections under labor laws. You're also protected under worker compensation laws related to injuries while on the job. However, W-2 employment also has its drawbacks. There is a lot less flexibility with a W-2 job. You typically have less control over your schedule and the hours that you work. Oftentimes, full-time employment requires to be available Monday through Friday. In the case of working in the hospitals, you must work 3 12-hour shifts for full-time employment. Sometimes you get lucky and these 3 12-hour shifts are in a row, but sometimes they scatter you throughout the week. There's also limited earning potential. Overtime pay is available, but your earning potential is often capped by your salary and hourly rate. Depending on the company, you can expect a 3 to 5% annual increase in your hourly wage with possible bonuses on top of that. Now, taxes are a benefit because they're easier, but they can also be a major drawback for W-2 employees. As a W-2 employee, your ability to have tax deductions is limited. The more you make, the more you pay, and the less deductions you can take. We have all been there. You pick up those extra OT shifts, and half of it's gone before it even hits your check. Now, let's move on, and let's talk about 1099 contracting. I'm going to relate 1099 contracting to home infusion, as this is most of my experience as a 1099 contractor. As a nurse on a 1099, you're essentially self-employed and contracted to provide nursing services. By working on a 1099, you are a business of one. This arrangement offers a different set of benefits. First is flexibility. You have more control over your schedule and can often choose the days and shifts that you want to take on. In the world of home infusion, this is especially true. You take on as many patients as you want and you schedule them based off of your availability. Now, there are some caveats to this, but we'll get into that in a different video. Most home infusion patients are reoccurring, and this allows you to fill your schedule with patients based on your scheduling needs. As an infusion nurse, I will often schedule my patients 2 to 3 months out, which allows me to plan my time off around my infusion days. The second benefit is higher earning potential. Contracted positions may offer higher pay rates, and you can work multiple contracts simultaneously. When you work as a contracted individual, you assume more liability and are working as your own business, which means you could command a higher pay. You can incorporate as an LLC, S Corp, or just be a sole proprietor. When you incorporate as an LLC or S Corp, you protect yourself from a lot of liability. If you would like to know more about this, please leave a comment below and I would love to create a video on it for you. Either way, a contracted position should command a 15 to 30% premium over a W-2 position of a similar type. Being a contracted worker, you can also renegotiate your pay rate with your agency more easily. You can work for multiple agencies and negotiate higher pay when starting with a new agency. The third benefit is the tax deductions. You can deduct business expenses such as travel, uniforms, and equipment from your taxes. You can use all of those deductions as a business expense and decrease the amount of taxable income that your business has. I recommend that you consult with a licensed tax professional to navigate this and avoid any issues for yourself and have some nasty surprises at the end of the year. But by working on a 1099, you get to take advantage of tax benefits not afforded to you as a W-2 employee. There are also some significant drawbacks to consider when you're thinking about working on a 1099. The first one is the lack of benefits. You must provide your own health insurance, retirement savings, and any other benefits that you may need. This is why most nurses work on a 1099 as a side hustle or have a spouse that can carry the health insurance for the family while they're working on a 1099 and making extra money. This allows them to take advantage of the higher earnings potential as a 1099 nurse, but also get the benefits from their full-time job or from their spouse. Another drawback is actually preparing your taxes. It can be a lot more complex. You're responsible for calculating and paying your taxes, which can be a little bit more involved. The organization paying you does not take any taxes out of your income. So you are responsible for paying taxes on that income at the end of the year. I always recommend nurses take 20 to 30% off the top and put it in a high yield savings account to avoid any nasty surprises at the end of the year. Last thing you want to do is get hit with a high tax bill. When taking advantage of a lot of 1099 work, I always recommend working with a licensed tax professional to avoid any costly mistakes. The last drawbacks are income variability and a lot less job security. Your income can fluctuate based on the availability of contracts and the hours worked. Sometimes you make more, sometimes you make less. In regards to home infusion, it does take time to build up your patient schedules, but over time, these patients are typically chronic and will require long-term infusion services. This allows you to work a consistent schedule once your patient roster has built up. Contract positions also may not offer the same level of job security as traditional employment. As a contracted nurse, you can have your contract canceled at any time. You are not afforded the same labor protections as a W-2 employee. Deciding between W-2 employment and 1099 contracting ultimately comes down to your personal preferences, financial goals, and career aspirations. Here are some questions to ask yourself when you are thinking about which way to go. Do you prefer job stability and benefits or flexibility and potentially higher earnings? Are you comfortable managing your own taxes and benefits? How important is work-life balance to you? And also, a really big important one, what are your long-term goals? What do you hope to get out of this? Take some time to weigh the pros and cons of each option and consider your own circumstances. It's also a good idea to consult with a financial advisor or tax professional to understand the implications of each employment type. Things to consider if you like working on a 1099 is to incorporate your business as an LLC or S Corp. The benefit of this is to further remove your liability while working on a 1099. If you do not incorporate it, you are working as a sole proprietor. As a sole proprietor, you are afforded the benefits of owning a business, but you do not have the benefit of separating your liability from your personal finances. The added security of being incorporated is of particular benefit for nurses working on a 1099. I hope this video has given you a clear understanding of W-2 employment versus 1099 contracting as a registered nurse. If you have any questions or need further guidance, feel free to leave a comment below or reach out to me directly. My contact info will be in the description below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all the latest content. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay informed, and as always, thank you.